That ain't got nothing to do with cameras.
Oh, here it's
I'm
going.
talking about you. I said scoot over.
All right.
Brad, where you at? Oh, you right there.
So if I lock you in one of these, you be scared.
I don't be scared.
That's what
You look
claustrophobia
swollen.
means.
Hold up. This, I'm gonna make a copy when we get through this, okay? Alright, we're gonna, where this is, I'm gonna say roll class. I'll get you a copy of this, in this film. That doesn't mean you have to change the way you act at all. I mean, if it's someone who's watching, you decide you want to act better, because, you know, now other people have seen you, and theoretically, I could give this, you know,
Y'all see me?
like if I caught you flaming Posey on here, I could show this film. I don't think I'm gonna do that, but I could, theoretically. Alright, so it's up to you. You
What's
do
so bad
whatever you
about
want.
flaming people?
So, what's so bad about flaming people? Well, sometimes you might hurt his feelings. And
He
vice
hurt my
versa.
feelings.
So here's what
He
we're
hurt
gonna
my.
do. Take one of these.
He
Take
hurt
one
my
of these.
feelings. And now give me $1.
We got two scenarios we're gonna act out. All right.
Right now.
Before we begin, I want
I
each
can't
person.
read Spanish. Never mind.
This is English. That's good. It doesn't matter that you can't read Spanish because we're reading English. All right. First scenario. Before we get to it, we got a main character. We got a protagonist. Who wants to be the main character?
Not me.
There's only 3 of us, and there's only 3 people in it, so each person has to volunteer.
Main character, main people.
You want to be the main character, Mr. Brett? Alright? Who's the main character's best friend? Mosley. And Mr. Posley is the narrator. Got it? Okay? So, Mr. Posley, you're C. Mr. McBride, if you're A.
I can't read.
You can read, I know it.
Shut up.
Mr. McBride, you're A. Mr. Mosley is your best friend. He's B. Posley's
They
going
gonna
to
be
start
A,
with
they
out as
gonna
the
be
narrator. You got this? You got this?
It's B.
No, McBride is the main character.
His first name is McBride. Gotta be
See, that's not how we're doing it, though. You pointed to him earlier and said he was the main character. So everybody was on the same page. Main character, friend, narrator. Mr. Smalley, you're with Miss Steves, okay? Yes, so wait over by her. Thank you. All right. So pretend like this is filming for a movie, okay? So when I say 3, 2, 1, set, that means the camera's rolling. It's going, okay? So right now, we all ready? Any questions?
Exactly why I should.
In fact, actually, we're gonna act this out.
Cool. Y'all act.
We could act this as a stage.
I can read very well.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bring this camera over here. You guys are gonna stand. Oh my God. No. I got a better idea. Since what's happening in here, you're sitting at lunch, so you guys are
Can we
sitting.
just read this?
Well, I gotta get out of the film because this is the film of y'all. This is like yeah, it's recorded, but this is for the special film. Okay. So, Mr. Narrator, let us know what's going on. And you gotta speak. You gotta project. Okay.
I can't read.
One. You ready? Are you in your role, Mr. McBride?
No.
You gotta be ready. I'm ready. All right. Okay. Narrator, hit it. Speak up.
It's a few days before the end of first semester. They're off to a rough start in math this semester.
Hold up. A. Who's A?
Yeah.
What's his name? Mr. McBride, what's your name gonna be? We'll cut it for a second.
Deshaun.
Deshaun? All right, what's your friend's name?
You get the
Jojo.
pick it or I get the pick.
You can pick it, yeah.
Jojo.
Kevin.
Jojo.
Kevin? All right, Deshaun and
No,
Kevin.
man. We call it Little Jojo.
So A, Mr. Posey, every time it says A, you say Deshaun. Every time it says B, what do you say?
Little Jojo.
Okay, he's little JoJo. Go ahead. Read again. Start from top. It's a few days. It's a few days.
your name.
It's a few days before the end of first semester. Deshaun got off to a rough start in this past semester, but he's been doing pretty well in the past few weeks. Since he started doing his homework, he's been able to bring the grades up to a C- to a B. His friend, Kevin, has not been doing so well. He currently has a 6.5 in math, 5 points away from passing. Deshaun and Kevin didn't know each other at the beginning of the school year, but recently they've been hanging out more in school. It was at lunch and grabbing pizza.
Deshaun?
Hey. Not much. Not much. You want some of my chips?
Yeah, thanks. I'll have a couple.
Hey, did you do your math homework last night?
Yeah, I did. It wasn't too bad.
Can I see it? I was busy last night and I didn't have enough time to do mine. I'll give it back to you right after lunch.
All right, then it stops. Then you all freeze. All right, you're frozen in time, just like in the movie where they stop and it's like you guys. And it's only me. It's only me and the narrator talking.
You will freeze like
I'm
that.
gonna talk to the narrator. For a second. Frozen. You're frozen. All right. You're frozen. All right. So. Okay, you can be frozen like that. It's gonna be uncomfortable. I'm just letting you know.
That ain't look right.
Okay, so Mr. Posley, as the
You should be
narrator,
frozen eating.
you because they're frozen, they can't even think, they can't even
You
talk.
be frozen when you be at buffet. I should be like, y'all drop.
I have a question for you. Mr. McBride was just asked. No, he did the homework.
Yeah.
He didn't do the homework. Mosley asked him for the homework. What should Mr. McBride do? Or what should Deshaun do? Excuse me.
Let him copy
Let him copy?
for $1.
Okay? For $1. Serious answer. What would the selfless thing be to do? The most
Say
selfless thing to do? To say no?
Yeah, it'd be like, or help him out. Nah, besides, just let him copy.
Okay, so let me think for a second. Let's go back for a second. What does it mean to be selfless? You don't know?
I forgot. Actually, yeah. I don't, selflessness is like
What class is this for?
I really don't
What
know.
do you mean
I
what
don't
class
know.
is this for? Oh, what the class is the homework for?
Yeah.
Math homework.
No. This assignment was for some other class.
Oh, I crossed out something. Don't worry, I just decided I didn't want it there. This is for our class. This is for pride.
I don't know
Alright?
though.
So selflessness is helping. What did you say, Mr. Bosley?
I think like helping like another person out.
Helping another person out. Do you want to add anything, Mr. Mosley or Mr. McBride? Or do you think that's a good definition? You think it's a good definition, Mr. Deshaun? Is that a good definition? Helping somebody else out? Okay, say, for example, let me ask you a question. Am I selfless if I help somebody else out? Like when I say I have a tutoring business and people pay me $20 an hour to tutor them in math. When I help them out, am I being selfless?
In a way, but not really.
Okay, explain.
helpful?
Explain.
Like yourself because you devoted your time, but not making pay for it.
But it's a job.
Okay, so yeah, are you selfless when you're doing your job? If you're getting compensated?
I mean, in a way, yeah.
In a way, yes. How?
Because you devoting your time and your energy into something, but not because you're not doing it for free.
Okay. Yeah, because you're getting something in return. Generally speaking, for a definition of selflessness, it's helping somebody when you're not getting anything in return. So for like this, if you're asking for the homework, Mr. Lil Jojo, or Kevin, excuse me. Kevin's asking for the homework. Deshaun can give it to him. He doesn't have to, but he can. Okay? Would you be getting anything in return? No, right? So in a way, it could be selfless. Are you helping him out? So you would be selfless and give him the homework?
Yeah.
Okay? Let me ask you a question, Mr. Mosley, Mr. Kevin. All right? I'm gonna ask you this question next, so you prepare your answer too. Is he really helping you out if he's giving you the homework?
No.
Why not?
Because then when you like have a test on it, you don't know what to do.
Okay, yeah. So what would be better for you to do? What would be the is there any other way that you can help
Help
him?
him understand the whole.
Okay. Would that be more selfless than giving him the answers or less?
Probably about more.
More, how so?
Because if you help him understand it, then he'd understand it, and he'd pass everything else with that subject. But if you give him the answers, he'll just get the answers. And get every another assignment and fail everything else.
Yeah. There was a story, I forget if we read it or not. It was about 3 guys that are traveling through a village. Okay, so this is like an old, you know the term fable? What's a fable, Mr. Posley?
Fable is like a fairy tale.
A fable is a story, generally like from a long time ago, that has a moral. Like The Three Little Pigs is an example of a fable. Okay? So what's the moral of Three Little Pigs?
Don't open your door to strangers.
Yeah, that's perfect. So here, I'm gonna tell you a fable and I'm gonna ask you what the moral is, okay?
Somebody told me that story too.
I'm gonna ask you, okay.
Pig died. with my grandma. My grandma was like, the wolf ate the pig, but she told me in like a way that I got hungry.
So the moral of the story to you is that you were hungry.
No, don't open up the door to strangers or you get eaten.
Okay. Yeah. So the moral is just what the point you take away from the story, right?
3 days. I was hungry for like protein.
Alright, so I'm gonna tell you a story, you're gonna tell me what the moral is, okay? So it's a long time ago. It's like the time where like knights went off and fought each other and stuff like that, okay? And when you win, you come back with, you basically get to rob the other person's castle, take all their gold, all their women, all their whatever, right?
I do that
All their
now.
money. You don't rob any castles and take people's women.
I take their women.
If you do, I don't want to hear about it, okay?
I take their women.
So there are three different kings, okay, and they're coming back from a war in a different land, all right. And on their way back to their homelands, there's a really poor village in the mountains that they pass through, and the winter's coming, and the crops are all dead, their animals are dying, and all their houses are beat up, and there isn't really any place for their kids to go to school. Their school is broken down, okay. So first king passes through with his big group of all his knights, all his servants, all his horses, his gold and everything. And he sees all the poor people who are asking him for stuff, and he just speeds up. He keeps going. Alright? A few days later, second king comes through. He sees all the people who need help that are asking him for stuff. He feels bad. He opens up his chest full of treasure. He gives them some gold, some jewels, some money. They're very grateful, of course, obviously. Keeps going. Okay, yeah, well, okay. Sorry, I'm not used to living when gold was money, but yeah, he gives them gold, jewels, a bunch of nice stuff.
I play a lot of video games.
Thank you, Mr. McBride. And then after they thank him, he keeps going, right? Third guy, he passes through the village. He sees that they're in need. He sees that they want help. He, instead of giving them anything, he actually listens to what they say. But instead of doing anything, he just speeds up, leaves. Comes back about a week later, and he brings some animals. He brings some seeds and some crop tools like some shovels and some plows, so they can grow their crops that are broken. He brings some stuff to fix up the schoolhouse. And he teaches them how to use these tools so that they can grow the food and milk the cows and that sort of thing. And then he leaves. Okay? So my question for you, actually not so much the moral, but which of the three kings was the most selfish? Selfish. Yeah, not selfish. Selfish. The first one, why?
The first
Because
He just wrote that.
helping them.
Yeah. Alright. The real tricky question is which of the next two was selfless?
I think the third one was more so because he taught them how to survive other than just babying them and holding their hand.
Okay? That's a decent answer. Mr. Mosley, was the second one selfless? Mr. McBride made a good case for the third one being selfless. Was the second one selfless?
A little bit because he helped them, but it didn't show them what to do with it.
What to do with it? Okay, so let me ask a question. Say for the second king, he gives them all the gold or whatever and the jewels. Does that help them get through the winter?
No.
Could it?
Yeah.
How so?
You gotta think about food, but after all that gold is gone, they screwed.
Okay, so next winter what happens to them?
I mean, they'll be at the same place.
Unless the king comes back with more gold, they're screwed all over again. What about the people that the third king helps? What happens to them in the winter?
They know how to fend for themselves, so they could live off
They'll
the
live.
skills that the third king taught them.
Yeah.
That
So
way they can live for all this.
yeah. So there's actually somebody came up with the hierarchy, which basically means a means of ranking from like selfish to selfless. And like a lot of times, it's selfish if I steal something from you, right? And it's selfless if I help you, but there are degrees in the middle, right? Like if I help you, but you give me something in return, well, that's selfless in a way, but it's also selfish. So it's somewhere in the middle, right? On their list, the most selfless thing you can do, it said you could help somebody in a way that they become self-reliant. You know what self-reliant means, Mr. Mosley? Pardon?
Independent.
Independent, right? So when the third king comes, he helps the people. Next winter, they're independent. They don't need anyone. They're self-reliant, right? Mr. McBride, can you take your feet down? Alright, we're in a classroom still, even though it doesn't look like one, right?
It doesn't at all.
I know it doesn't, but still we gotta treat it that way.
You had shoes on.
Alright? So, yeah, the third king is the most selfless because he helps them in a way that are self-reliant. So what is the way, let's go back to the scenario with Kevin and Deshaun. Alright? What is the most selfless, given the definition we just gave, what is the most selfless thing that Mr. McBride can do?
Help Kevin understand.
Yeah, and so next time he does his homework, does he have to ask anyone? Exactly. Yeah. All right. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Those are my. Actually, I got one more question on that story. Is there anything else in this setting we just did where one of the characters gave the other character something? Chips. Was that selfless, Mr. Posley?
What's it self?
I'm gonna go ask Posley. Was it selfless?
I mean,
He didn't have to give him chips.
it is, but it also be selfish
How so?
because he probably give you, not you, because he probably give him chips because he probably thinking if I give him the chips, then he'll give me the answers.
Yeah, exactly. So on our degrees, remember we said the most selfless is helping somebody in a way they get self-reliant. The most selfish is like, say, stealing from somebody. Giving the chips, where's that fall? Like, just point. Yeah. Closer to the top than the bottom?
Yeah.
Why closer to the top? Posley says right in the middle. You say close to the top. Why close to the top?
I'd rather guide
Like, it's a chance that I still won't give you the homework.
So it would be selfless if you gave it to them and then they didn't give you the homework.
Let me selfish.
But it was always your intention when you gave him the chips to get the homework. So does it matter what actually happens, or is it just about your intention?
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no right or wrong answer, but I guess I would put it somewhere closer in the middle, like Mr. Bose said. All right. So now we're going to move on to a slightly more complicated scenario, okay? So, this takes place at the water tower. We're going to switch up who's who. We've got, who are our characters? Mr. Mosley, who are our characters? Read them. A.
protagonist, main character.
B.
The protagonist's best friend.
Okay.
A girl who is the protagonist is trying to impress.
Homeless man. And a narrator. Alright, so the girl actually isn't in this scene. She's just like off on the side, so we don't need a girl. We need a main character. We need a best friend. We need a main character. We need a best friend. And we need a homeless man and a narrator. So we got 4 perfect. You can choose which one I'm going to be. I'm the narrator? Alright, who's the homeless man? Who wants to be the homeless man?
I don't.
I live in a mansion.
So then you should have the experience of being in someone else's shoes. I think you should be the homeless man. Actually, no, they were best friends in this one. So now this time, you two, actually, this will be perfect. For the amount you two hate on each other, you're going to be best friends, okay? So do you want to be the main character or the best friend? Main character, best friend, narrator. No, I'm the homeless man?
No. I'm the main character, best friend, homeless.
Main character, best friend, homeless.
No, main character, best friend, homeless.
I'm gonna decide this right now. No. Main character, best friend, homeless man, and I'll narrate. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this as a stage. You gotta stand up. Yeah, stand up. Stand up. Come on. I'm switching the camera over this way. What's up? I'm gonna make sure that we capture this on film. Come on.
No, what? I'm tired of this. McBride, stand. No, just stay down.
Alright? Slide over. See, there you are. Alright? You can be on this side.
Leave my chair alone.
You see that? McBride, slide over. I know. We got
Did you see my chair?
I'm gonna take a chill.
Mr. McBride, come on. You can show that to your
What's snowing?
Yeah, it is. Mr. McBride, you slide over here. Homeless man, you're gonna be out of the scene a bit for a second. You wanna help direct this?
Do you need me to be the homeless man or somebody else?
Oh, I mean, well, we got. You want to be the? You can be the narrator, or you can be the girl. I mean, because we got main character, we got best friend. No, Mosley will be the narrator. You be the homeless man. Okay? You got script. You guys got to get your scripts. Right, get your script. Mosley's got a script.
That did not look fun.
You look like you. We already
You doing the scenarios? Hey, Mr. Henry, looks like they're doing the scenarios too. We can get some more actors.
That well, yeah, our scheme will definitely be better. You want to do that?
Who wants to see? Do I'm just saying, have a little competition.
But do you have? You only have 3 people.
I'll jump in as a third.
Alright, sounds good.
Okay. I'll be the judge. I'm the
I
unbiased
thought he
party.
was talking about skipping. Like,
So we got. Hold on.
who wants to do skipping? Any skipping?
We got a camera on, by the way, just letting you know.
You got a camera on? Oh, all right.
Yeah. Hold on, so we're gonna do ours, and then you're gonna judge, and you're not gonna be the homeless man.
I mean, I can be part of it. That's what it comes down to. I can help you out.
Mr. Irvin, would it be bad if I judged who's better? Because if we need an impartial judge.
Wait, hey, you ain't gonna be impartial.
I'll be the impartial judge.
You be the host.
All right, I'll be the homeless man.
Yeah.
All right.
How about self?
No.
Oh wait, I see the issue because you have
Not part of the thing.
Or you know what? We'll do the first scene. We'll do the first scene. We'll do the first. Who can't do that time, please? That way he can stay.
All right, we gotta get this rolling here. So they'll do the second scene. You guys can confer and decide what you're gonna do.
All right. Well, you want me watching this to see how it's done first, right? All right. Main character.
You guys in
Main
character?
character. Best friend. What's your name this time? What's your name? Deshaun. Marshawn. What's your name? Best friend. Deshaun. Marshawn. You're the narrator.
You sound like cousins.
And I'm the homeless man, and you're the judge. All right, we ready?
You sound like cousins.
We
All
ready?
right, here we go. Camera's
The
rolling.
narrator's out of the thing. You're gonna start us off. It's filming. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Right? Isn't it? I think it's filmed the whole
I
time.
don't know.
All right. I'm the homeless man. I'm not in here yet.
All right, here we go.
Wait, who's A? Who's A?
Who's A? A is the main character Posey. That's Marshawn.
Marshawn.
Hey, we're filming a skit right here, okay? Please.
That's it.
I think you can get her that creepy.
Deshaun, best friend, you're in the scene. You two are first.
I'll be the
I'm gonna come in as the homeless man. Narrator, you ready? The camera's
That's
about
all I gotta
to
say, right? That's all I gotta say.
I mean, anytime it says E, you're in there, okay? So you also have 2 parts on the back because it's 2-sided.
White Sox Benny from Liz. I'm a Bulls fan.
Okay, you can say a Bulls thing instead.
You can be a White Sox and Bulls fan, supposedly. They're
Could they
different
both-
leagues, different
I
sports.
don't like baseball.
Okay, all right. You say go. You're the judge. You say.
Get in character. You got 10 seconds to get in character.
Remember, his name's Deshaun. His name's Marshawn. His name's Deshaun.
Wait, who
And I'm the
am
homeless guy. You're the best friend. So you're B.
All right, here we go. Narrator, say with chest.
Alright. Marshawn is heading downtown to hang out at the water place. He and his friend Deshaun are going to meet 2 girls at the water tower. Marshawn has a $50 gift card in his pocket, which he is planning to use for shopping at the mall. He also has $20, two $10 bills that he's using to buy lunch for himself and the girl.
Who's the girl? What's her name? Quick, say a name.
Stacy. Stacy.
You don't have it. Oh, now we know.
Stacy sees me, a girl on whom he's been trying to make a good impression for a few weeks. Y'all man, y'all spoiled.
See, you're the best friend. How are we supposed to win now? Deshaun, go.
Are you shopping for the?
Yeah, I'm trying to get this one White Sox Benny from Liz. You know that. Like, Nick. Down with the popcorn.
Yeah, I know. How much does it cost?
Speak up, guys. Speak up.
About $40, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. You buying lunch for
Station.
Come on, keep going. We're rolling.
I felt like enough cash to buy lunch for her and myself.
That's nice.
Speak up.
I'm trying to buy my girls lunch today too, but I have a gift card though, so I don't have cash.
Yeah, go.
The two friends get off the train and start walking down the street towards the mall.
Man, it's too cold outside.
Are you walking?
I know, boy, it's like below 0 out here. I got 4 layers on. I'm still
On their way to the mall, they pass a man with a dirty-looking coat sitting on a small orange crate.
Excuse me, guys. Could you please help me out today?
sorry, I have no cash.
Oh, now the man is looking straight at Marshawn. Deshaun.
Marshawn at 8. That's you.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Hey man, I'm freezing out here and I'm just trying to get something to eat. Can you please help me out? And then he freeze, right? So now he's at the point where it's a question. So are we gonna go? Are we gonna let them go? We're gonna discuss this first. All right. So here's the question. We can all discuss this together, I guess, right? Or have you discussed this already? All right. So did you see the scene?
No, we just
So, Mr. Posley, sum up what happened for a resilience.
We went to the mall.
On your way to the mall.
We know the skit. We ready. Yeah, I know the skit.
Well, sum it up anyway. What's the dilemma? As the main character, what's your dilemma? Yeah.
So, if I should give you money on that,
Yeah. And how much money do you have?
$40.
Anything else? You have $20, 2 10s, right? Is that correct? 2 10s. And what else? You have one other thing. A $50 gift card, right? Okay. And Mr. McBride, do you have any cash? Family cash?
no, you don't.
Okay. So, the dilemma is, right, do you give money to me, who's out here freezing? And 1, probably hungry, 2, cold as well. All right? So you've got, what are you going to spend your money on in the mall? What is it saying here?
White Sox.
What else?
Buy my girl.
Buy your girl some lunch? Are you going to eat as well?
Yeah, I'm eating with it.
Okay? So, you could buy the lunch with you could buy the hat with the gift card probably, right? Is that the idea?
That's the idea.
But you've got this, and let's say lunch costs $10. That's just what it is. I know you get a slice of pizza for less, but lunch is $10, and you only got $20. So that's lunch for you. That's lunch for the girl. But here's a homeless man asking you for money. So what do you do? What do you do? Yeah, personally, in this situation.
I'm probably getting like.
Hold on, Mr. Davis. I want to hear from him first. Well, everybody got a chance, but I want to hear.
serious.
Yeah, I'm serious.
I'll be serious. I'll probably $10.
To him?
Homeless man?
Yeah. Okay, and then what happens? So who eats after that if he only got $10 left?
I got custody.
Who's going hungry? Who's going hungry?
I mean, I'll go hungry. I'll go hungry. I'll eat something.
Okay, is that the selfless thing to do?
For me,
Is what you did selfless? Would you be proud of that? Would you say that you exhibited the core value of selflessness?
yo, I don't eat, but she do.
Yeah. And you give the homeless man money.
Yeah, I'll be selfish.
What does the judge say?
I say that's a pretty selfish thing to do. You could also, I mean, I've heard some creative answers here too, right? You could bring the guy to McDonald's real quick, get him something for a few bucks, and then you still have 15 to spend on you and your girl, you know, depending on. But that feels a little less selfless to me. But maybe, you know, maybe it is. I don't have the right
But
answers.
if you give
Right?
him the $10, then he gonna go buy weed.
Maybe.
Alright, then.
But
Is
you
there
know
any
that.
way you could? Is there any
That's a
way?
homeless man. Like seriously, just think if a homeless man walks up to you and asks you for money, what do you think he gonna spend it on?
Well, what do you think he's gonna spend on?
Yo,
The opposite of whatever he tell me.
no, I'm be serious. I'm be like, if you gonna buy this for weed, you be like, yeah. I'm be like, yeah. If you gonna buy it by weed, then I don't smoke it.
Is there any way of ensuring that you can help him out? Is there any way that you can help him out and ensure that he doesn't spend it on weed?
Take him to McDonald's. Make
Other
sure.
than taking him to McDonald's.
Bring the food too.
Actually, what else is he? He's hungry, but he's also
Cold.
cold. Can you take care of that, Mr. Lewis?
Why is he have to realize?
What's up? Homeless shelter, that's one option. What did Mosley, what did you just say?
Oh, use the gift card.
To do what? To buy him a coat? What's the cheapest coat we get? What about it?
Give him a blanket. Like $20. Like that. Don't get I didn't hear that one. That's interesting.
We get him a hat, maybe.
I mean, if you go to Goodwill, you can get them.
What's a hat?
Well, we don't. The gift card's not going to work at Goodwill, presumably.
Is it
Or
a Visa gift card? Is it-
that's true. Who
We don't
knows?
really know. We don't really know.
Anybody, Mr. Davis? Did you have another suggestion?
What we trying to solve with him being cold?
Whatever. We're just trying to help that man. Or actually, you don't have to help him at all. We're just asking what the selfish thing to do is.
My thing is,
Hey, Poe, this what you should do. You and your girl eat off the dollar menu. Both of y'all get 2 cheeseburgers and a fry. That's $3. Talk about that's $6 right there. And you got spare money. Get back on the bus, go home, and eat some food. And you get $10 to probably buy the man a coat or something, or get him a gift card that he will get something. And that's it.
exactly why $40.
Mr. Davis, that's ingenious, man. I haven't heard that one.
I'm buying some lunch meat and some bread.
Cause you talking about McDonald's?
You want to roll your thing real quick? 'Cause we got 10 minutes. We took up too much time. Hey, you want to go on the camera? This is mine. This is mine. I think you should.
Mr. Davis.
I ain't worried about that day. I'm worried about
Good
that
job,
night.
guys. Now we're the audience for resilience. So let's slide over here.
I'm just trying to worry about that night. I ain't worried about that day. 'Cause
Well,
that
yeah,
night,
but go ahead. Do
he
your
said
own
he was gonna eat
interpretation.
something that night. I ain't trying to worry about that day. I'm trying to worry about that night. That night, money don't matter.
Yeah, I'm talking about that.
What do y'all think?
Don't say your real name.
Real anyway.
All right. I'll be your
Y'all
y'all the stars.
Extend over there.
30 minutes straight.
We're doing first scene.
Take one, see what
It's a few days before the end of the first semester. Dorsey got off to a rough start in math this semester, but he's been doing pretty well in the past few weeks. Since he started doing his homework, he's been able to bring his grade up from a C- to a B. His friend Walter has not been doing so well. He currently has a 65 in math, 5 points away from passing. Dorsey and Walter didn't know each other at the beginning of the school year, but recently they've been hanging out more as well.
Hey, what's up, Walter?
Oh, nothing much. You want some chips?
Yeah, I think I'll take a couple.
Hey, there you go. You did your homework last night?
Yeah, I did it. It really wasn't all that hard.
You see, I kind of didn't do my homework because I was kind of busy last night. So I was wondering, can I see your homework? Because I'll give it right back to you.
Freeze. Okay. So Dorsey Dorsey here is about to do exactly what you should not do.
You know what? Yeah, but hurry up. Man, don't want you to get caught with my homework, man. We both gonna be in trouble.
What is this?
What's this here? Both of y'all get zeros.
Freeze. All right. Now we're gonna see exactly. We're gonna rewind and see exactly what you're supposed to do.
So Dorsey, can I see your homework? Because I didn't do it last night.
You know what? I don't want neither of us get caught cheating. So this your homework sheet.
Yeah.
Come on, I help you with the homework, man. All right. See, you do this right here. You do this right here. Then you add that right there. All right.
All right. See. Well done, John.
All right.
All right,
All right, good job.
we couldn't see what the two of you were doing there at the end. So what happened?
I was just helping with the homework.
Instead of giving them the homework, you can explain.
All right, instead of me cheating like we did before, I told him I don't want none of us get caught cheating. I said I can help him with the homework.
Ryan, why'd you do that?
Because I don't want to take a zero. And I don't
So
want to get
so it
caught.
wasn't selfless. It was still at the end of the day all about you not getting a zero.
I don't want to get a zero.
But
He don't want to get a zero. And he already failed.
So it's all about avoiding getting a zero. What about when the test comes up? In which ways is he more ready for the test in the first situation or in the second situation?
Second situation.
Why?
Because I'm helping them learn how to do it.
tutoring.
And what did we? This is what we talked about in our. What did we said we had the ranking of the least selfish or selfish nation, and selfless at the top. What's the most selfless that you can do? What do we call it? The helping somebody in what? in a way that there's like a key word, in a way that makes the other person self-independent. Close, it meant independent, self-reliant. That was the word, right? So the idea was that at the bottom you've got selfishness, like stealing. At the top, you've got being very selfish. In the middle, there are all these things. But the highest thing in any of these situations is helping somebody in a way that they can help themselves the next time. And that was what you did in the second situation, right? Yeah. All right.
Very good. Very good. All right.
Mr. Judge.
Mr. Judge.
You gotta wait for the judge's deliberation.
Drum roll, please.
In terms of acting, commitment to character, I think resilience does win this competition. All right.